Hey everyone, you might be seeing this video and wondering, didn't I already watch this on this channel? And the short answer is yes, kind of. So I've reposted this with accurate results. The last video, I was having a TDP issue where it would not hold 35 watts. I've recently figured out how to fix that. It turns out game mode was not turned on and that was messing with the software. So now that things are fixed, I'm going to redo this with accurate results. As the last time, I'm going to be doing 3 screens side by side. Take a look on screen if you want to see how to read the settings. And I'm also going to be switching over to my capture card. So let's jump straight into it. Now with the TDP issue taken care of, we're getting significantly better results than we did on the last video that I've recently privated. So we can see at low settings, 35 watts, with no upscaling, we're able to get almost 60 FPS. We're in the mid 50s. As soon as you turn on XeSS to quality, we're getting 60, sometimes up to 75. With frame generation, we're well over 100, almost 120 FPS, which is pretty crazy. It's running really well. And when we switch over to medium settings, again, we have XeSS off on the left, XeSS quality in the middle, and frame generation is on the right. We are getting about 45 to 50 FPS with no upscaling. We're getting over 60 FPS with the XeSS set to quality, and with frame generation, once again, we're over 100 FPS, and it does play pretty smooth. Now at high settings, we're sitting at about 35 FPS if we don't do any kind of upscaling. With XeSS, we're sitting in the 50s, and frame generation is sitting at a pretty healthy mid 80s up to the 90s, which is very good. These results are significantly better than I saw on my previous test now that we have this TDP issue fixed. Ultra settings was not playable on the previous test. Now we're getting just about 30 FPS with no upscaling. If we use XeSS, it's completely playable. We're in the high 30s, sometimes in the 40s, and frame generation is sitting in the mid to high 70s, which is definitely playable with these settings. Sometimes it even goes up to 85 or 90 FPS. I had some folks in the Discord server ask me not to test out Steam Deck settings, but you guys aren't the boss of me, so I'm testing it anyway. And it's sitting pretty playable. We're looking at about 40 FPS without any upscaling, close to 60 FPS with XeSS, and well over 100 when we have frame generation turned on. Going over to ray tracing, you do need upscaling here. So 40 FPS if we're playing with XeSS, sometimes dropping to the mid 30s. There is a little bit of stutter here and there. Frame generation is just on the verge of playable. Anything below 60, I wouldn't recommend, but we are sitting close to the 70s. Now when we go to ray tracing medium, this is where I would not recommend playing at these settings. It's just a little too low. I would definitely not use frame gen. And with XeSS set to quality, it's still not hitting 30 FPS. And as we shift over to Ray Tracing Ultra, this is definitely not playable if we don't have any upscaling or frame generation. We're looking at a slideshow here of 10 to 15 FPS. I don't recommend trying Ray Tracing Ultra. This device is just simply not built to perform at that level. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take a look at a few other TDPs. We're going to try 25 watt, 20 watt, and 15. And at 25 watts, we're getting about 55, 60 FPS. 20 watts is 45 to 50. And at 15, we're over 30 FPS. We're still sitting at around 35, low 30s, depending on what scene we're in. But this is at low settings. Now, if we go over to medium settings, we're getting still pretty decent with the 25 watt. We're getting 50 FPS. We're getting about 40 at 20 watts and 15 watts. This is kind of on the verge of where I would push it. I wouldn't go higher than this. We're getting about 30 FPS. As we move over to high settings, I would not recommend playing 15 watts at this level. You can still get away with 20 watts and 25. We are still above 30 FPS. Although we are seeing the 20 watt get right close to that range. So that's about as far as I would push 20 watts, is these settings right here. Now, if we take a look at ultra settings, this is where 20 watts is, it's not hitting 30 FPS consistently. 25 watts is right at that limit. So this is about as far as I would push things if you're using 25 watt TDP. Some folks in the Discord server really did not want me to test out Steam Deck settings, but these guys aren't the boss of me, so we're going to take a look at it anyway. Now at 15 watts, this is where it comes back alive. We're sitting at the mid 30s, low 30s at the worst case scenario. 20 watt is getting close to about 40 FPS, and we're getting close to I would say the low to mid 50s when we're playing at 25 watt. So definitely playable settings. When we get over to ray tracing though, this is where 15 watt is done. Like, we're not playing it at that setting. I would also say 20 watts is below 30 FPS, not worth playing at. You can still get a playable experience ray tracing low with 25 watt TDP. Now, as we move forward here, we're going to take a look at ray tracing medium. And this is where I would draw the line. I think 25 watts, it's not playable. If you're going to play ray tracing medium or try ultra, you're going to have to be at 35 watts. It's just simply not playable at these settings. But people did request me to test it. That's why I'm showing it. We have an absolute slideshow at 15 watts. 20 watts isn't much better, we're in the teens, and 25 watts is in the low 20s, so I would not touch Ray Tracing Ultra at all. And one last test, I'm trying out 10 watts, 800p with XeSS set to ultra performance. It's not quite hitting 30. I would recommend putting your lowest at about 12 watts TDP. And that's going to wrap it up for this one. Sorry that I had to make a second video to get the results. I'm glad that I managed to fix the issue. I can't say for certain that it was game mode, but that was the toggle that I turned on that seemed to fix all of the issues. So anyway, I'll be putting out some more game videos now that I have the device performing as it's supposed to, so stay tuned to the channel and consider subscribing if you want to see more videos like this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching.